So, talking about the sense of entitlement the Pakistani generals have, I was reading this a couple of lines where Professor Zunaid Ahmad, he's writing in Counter Currents, where he says that I'm quoting him: the Pakistani army remains the same clique of opportunists it always was, more comfortable betraying its own people than defending them, more interested in Zionist fantasies than Islamic solidarity, more skilled at selling nuclear nightmares than building national prosperity. Unquote. So you have seen the Pakistani army at very close ranges. Do you find this hyperbole or an apt description?
I think it's quite apt.
So,
It's quite apt. I have seen the way the Pakistan army has grown up, the way the kind of fighting it has done against India, and they have lost every battle, and the kind of manipulation that goes on. They are today a more political organization, if you ask me, than a fighting organization.
hmm,
And there is a lot of manipulation that takes place in the higher ranks
hmm,
because they control the ISI, which
hmm,
is the largest intelligence uh, branch that Pakistan has, and they have been able to manipulate the politicians for a very long time now in Pakistan. So let me tell you one thing. A lot of people in Pakistan believe that one of the reasons why Pakistan has not been able to make much of economic development and economic progress is also primarily because of the Pakistan army. The kind of money that these people spend on themselves and in their organization. Pakistan army is a very large business organization also.
ji,
We all know that. And that is one of the reasons why the other part, the social part, the economic development part in Pakistan has got neglected.
hmm,
The other thing, since we are now talking about the Pakistani generals as such, today uh, I'm afraid the Pakistan army generals, including the field marshal, uh, there are more and more people who are talking against them in Pakistan. That's what I hear. That's
hmm,
what I read in the
hmm, hmm,
newspaper.
hmm, hmm,
And firstly, of course, they know what happened. Now they've got to know what happened during Operation Sindoor.
hmm,
And that was, on the other hand, made full use of to promote the army chief. Uh, he promoted himself to field marshal, and they also keep on, beating that drum that we are a very strong nation and all. And he continues to beat that drum even today. But by and large, people are now getting to know, realizing as to what is happening in that area.
hmm,
And they also know that a lot of political intervention takes place all along. After all, that's part of their history.
hmm,
So they are not as popular. And the latest also these problems that they are facing on Balochistan and on the Afghan border.
hmm,
I mean, these are recent. In fact, the internal security situation has worsened, and today they are battling almost, I would say, the worst internal security situation in the last decade. The
hmm,
kind of casualty that they have suffered,
hmm,
and it is all known to public in Pakistan. The highest number of casualties, I think they have suffered 2,400 or 500 casualties in the last 3 quarters of this year.
hmm,
It's a huge number. So that is not unknown to people of Pakistan. And one of the reasons why one can see the frustration in the Pakistan military hierarchy. They are suffering from that frustration also, and that's why they keep on beating the drum that we are the strong people, we are the strong, and yet on the ground they are unable to do much.
hmm,
And making use of air force and making use of heavy weapons against the Baloch people or against the TTP, uh, who is really speaking, controlling half of KPK, their own province. So that is also part of frustration, I believe. So they are not in a good shape, and also they are losing credibility. But then they have the power, and they are continuing to manipulate people.
So this worsening internal security situation, the growing unpopularity and the growing resentment, this seems to make for a very deadly cocktail. And you, because it seems that there just could be possibility that this could make them more reckless towards India to gain popularity back home. Because yesterday, while speaking at the passing out parade of the Pakistani Army Academy, Military Academy parade at Kakul, Asim Munir, he said, and I'm quoting him, that I advise and firmly caution India's military leadership that there is no space for war in a nuclearized environment. And he carried on, we will never be intimidated nor coerced by your rhetoric and shall respond decisively beyond proportions to even minor provocation without any qualms. The onus of ensuing escalations, one that may ultimately bear catastrophic consequences for the entire region and beyond, will squarely lie with India. Now, and I'm closing this quote now. The same man threatened nuclear Armageddon from US, worsening internal security system, rising unpopularity, and I said, as I said earlier, sir, this makes for a very deadly cocktail. So, do you see this non-state actors getting active, more active against India, more military adventurism? Because India has also been responding in a certain way, which is quite unusual for the Indian establishment to react like. So, do you see this whole cauldron boiling over somehow?
Yeah, there is no doubt that in this cauldron, it's not just the military or the internal security situation. You should also look at the economic side of it, because that also affects the common man. You see, uh, what is happening in PoK. They want concession to be able to purchase atta dal, and they want concession to be able to have electricity. Now, these are basic items that anybody would want today. So the economic situation also is having an impact on these. So this cauldron, I'm saying it's not just internal security or whatever the military is doing. And there is a whole lot of issues which are coming up, social, political, as well as economic. And then, of course, you have the economic internal security situation as well as external security situation, primarily caused by the Pakistani army itself. Now, coming to Asif Munir's speech in Kakul, uh, there are two reasons for it. One, of course, the reason is, as I said, that they have to keep showing that, yes, we are a strong country and all. And that rhetoric has been there with every general who has come to power in Pakistan. To some extent, I would also blame that our own people also, we should not be indulging in this kind of rhetoric, which we have done in the recent past. You know, the politicians can keep saying things of this nature, but military has to be quite, we don't sort of try and overdo these things. Once in a while, you can make a statement like that, but don't get involved in rhetoric every few days to show off your power or to show off to anybody else. So these are the reasons why, but you are quite right. At the moment, it is a cauldron which has started warming up. You never know when it starts boiling, but it is heating up. And there are all sorts of reasons for that. It is not only the Pakistan army or its doing, but the kind of political situation that you see, instability that you see. There is today major problem in Balochistan, where the trains are being hijacked. There's a major problem in KPK, where half the population is not with the Pakistan government as such, but they are more with the Pakistan Taliban. And there is also a lot of murmur in Sindh. And you also have seen a lot of agitation going on. I won't say violent situation, but there is a lot of agitation going on in the PoK. So all provinces are, to some extent, except for Punjab, of course, and Punjab you have seen TLP.
TLP.
I mean, that also is seeing violence. So this is a cauldron which is warming up, which is heating up, and you never know when it can boil and over the pot, so to say. And but I would say primarily it is the Pakistan army and its doing which is to blame, because they are the one who are in power. They know that they have got weapons, including the weapons, nuclear weapons. Who has control over nuclear weapons in Pakistan? Only and only Pakistan army. Similarly, they have the power today because they have so much of money with them. They kind of, not just the pension and the other benefits that they can give to people who join Pakistan army. They give them land, they give them money, all sorts of things. So they have that power, and they are looking after themselves.
And they seem encouraged by the fact that Donald Trump, in his own maverick ways, has suddenly developed a sort of, it's not exactly an antipathy, but he's not very happy about India. So he's used that old American system of bringing out a spare tire, which is not very useful, but most of the times. But at times like this, he takes out the spare tire, which Pakistan army is, and suddenly starts using that tire to show the other tires that we can work without you. So does that encourage people like Munir?
Of course, he's a transactional man. I mean, the president of USA today, he's a totally transactional man. He always sees his own benefit first before he takes any initiative, and that is what he's doing. And he has now Shahbaz Sharif as well as Asim Munir eating out of his hand. You saw what happened in Sharm el Sheikh. It was like pet dog being brought forward. And mind you, people in Pakistan are not liking. I mean, you've been reading Pakistani newspaper. You see the kind of comments that are coming on social media against their own prime minister, and they don't speak too much against their own army chief, because they are scared of him. But as far as their own politicians are concerned, they're making fun of them. And as far as Donald Trump is concerned, he is a totally transactional man. He is getting his personal benefit with those, cryptocurrencies and minerals and things of this nature. So he will continue to get as much money or as much profit out of the whole thing. And once he has used them, then you know what can happen to Pakistan. So that is a sad situation also, because they are playing into that. But in the meantime, one feels sad that relations between India and USA are also cooling off a bit, because the kind of statement that the US administration is making. And if they continue to Pakistan and USA, or I would say, as long as President Donald Trump continues to make use of them openly, the Pakistani leadership openly, the way he's doing, people in India are not going to like that. And people in India, naturally will cool off after some time, as far as USA is concerned.
That is happening, sir. And there are times when I feel that America uses Pakistani army in the manner the Pakistani army uses organizations like the TLP. It's all very beneficial without any accountability. Sir, one final question. You are not into this, and I'm dragging you into this, but as a fortune teller, sir, say 20 years down the line, sir, do you see Pakistan in the same geographical shape it is as of now, given the internal situations it has?
I think it will be very difficult to see total breakdown. And, these 4 provinces that they have got, becoming independent and all, because Pakistan army, we cannot forget the strength of the Pakistan army. let's not undermine that organization so much. We may have anything. I mean, I am saying so much against them, but the fact is that it's a very, very strong organization within Pakistan. I don't see that allowing any state, any of their provinces to break out, and so that kind of authority that they have over the Pakistani people, I would say, it's not going to permit them to permit any state to break out, to have the kind of situation that we have seen in Bangladesh. They will come down hard on anybody that they're quite likely to do that.
But you foresee this instability continuing?
Yeah, instability will continue. It can even get worse, and the economic situation can get worse. But to say that these four provinces will break up, and we will not have Pakistan, or we will have these independent Balochistan and all, I don't foresee that, frankly. I'm talking of next 20 years. You said that 20 years.
20 years, sir. 20 years, I said. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
I mean, but it's very difficult to foresee beyond that. So I next 10, 20 years, I can't foresee Pakistan people in different provinces being allowed by the Pakistan army to break Pakistan.
That's the operative word, sir, being allowed. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for sparing time for us. And these are interesting times, and we'll keep coming back to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mayank.
Thank you, and Jai Hind, sir.
Okay, right. Bye.